Hey guys, welcome back to our journey of unlocking passage with our beautiful quarter horse mare Tango. And today I will dive right into it and following our framework of CPPP, Connection, Position, Posture, Power, combining that with our 3-step framework and then merging this with our Collection Cookbook idea where we change little ingredients. So we set her up that we have the right conditions that passage can emerge freely in willing her by her choice and in her own way. All right. So I will set her up next to the fence. She's already coming up. Maybe I do my equipment like this. Wow. Really nice start. So here, the connection already felt good. Then she already offered some up, so I click into her, which is also kind of being connected, right? Not just being robotic, stuck in a framework. Oh, we have a flat fly. We just tested a new fly spray, which supposedly does not allow the flies even to land. Obviously, it's not really true. Okay, connection feels good, except I'm a bit distracted by the fly. So I asked her up in position. And I asked the posture up. And let's see, in standstill, if I ask her to sit down a bit more. Yeah, she does beautiful. And what I didn't even mention in the last session yesterday, the one we recorded just after our 4 weeks break, even her tongue comes out more. Like in that time frame, even though we haven't done anything with her, even those things can improve, which is so interesting to see. Hey Tony, can you please catch the flat fly? Okay, then. So ask a bit out next to the fence. Elongated the steps a little bit while asking her up. Okay, ask her to trot already. So we see these are normal steps, flat, more stiff, no bounce. Yeah, still somewhere fly, yeah? Okay, come on. Now short my steps, slow down my frequency. Come on. Right one was good. Whee! So when we just entered the short side, the steps got a bit more flat again. And then I kept experimenting, changing some little ingredients. And then her right front one suddenly pumped up a lot. Then she got more flat again. And then towards the end, she evened up more symmetric, that both front legs came more up and forward towards the passage, which is really cool. Oh, yeah. Not so easy doing all that with a flat fly on you, huh? Okay, let's give that a go again. Was a bit sidetracked. So I go on the trot again and ask her up from the trot. Come on. Coming a bit. There were some good steps with the right front and left front. Maybe about 2 steps before she cantered. Come on. Lost it. Come on. Oi. Now she came more up and forward towards the passage at the end, even without the support energy. So meaning without the support energy of the whip. So what shows the support energy isn't the key. Like, it's really the key how she is set up in the way, how much is her pole lifted, how much is her thoracic sling lifted, how is her frame. Like, the more she's towards collection, more vertical oriented, the kind of shorter she gets, right? And then how long are her steps, how is her rhythm, her frequency, how she steps. And that is the most important part, we believe. Then the passage can come out freely and willingly, as we can see. Meaning I was not dependent on the support energy. Why do I still sometimes add some in? Just to explore, to change her ingredients. But the big thing is, I only add in the support energy for more when I believe the condition for what I'm looking for, like here the passage, is effective, so she can offer that. I'm not asking for more when she's set up for, like now. If I now just add support energy, well, highly likely she won't passage, right? So when I add in the support energy, just saying again, it's simply playing with the different ingredients, adding in some more power to see what does she do with that. Okay, one more time. There are the flies again. So you can see they're really not amused about these kind of flies. Okay, give it a go again. Come on. Like now, she's pretty good setup for passage, but not enough energy. So ask a bit in. And now she is really busy with the fly. Okay, Tony got it. Let's see if it was the only one. You okay? Still not so happy. Somewhere something. Let's see if some trot helps to get rid of the fly. Okay, power in. Come on. Oy. Super. So this was a bit of an experiment. She had some more energy, I believe also from the fly. And I clicked into that and asked for towards passage when she had a little bit more forward, meaning a bit bigger steps, and her frequency, her rhythm was a bit faster. And I now just experimented and wanted to find out, okay, can she still go towards passage? Is it easier for her or more difficult? And I think it was still pretty impressive. So I didn't felt like it was a big change even for her. Okay, short request from the other side. Now just experiment and see. I ask a bit now up from walk. What is she offering? Yes, those beautiful steps. And we see like here she has more experience in. It's easier for her. Her head neck position looks more developed, even though I know she's still busy with a fly. And I know when she taps into some passage, her head neck position is not beautiful yet, doesn't look developed yet. Well, what a surprise, because she just starts to tap into that. Makes sense that it doesn't look like she already has experience with it for 6 months or 6 years, right? And this is where often people feel offended and think that must be wrong. But it's very common with the horses that, like for us people, when we start something new with a new coordination, new balance, which required just more body awareness, body control, so we can do it with a more refined technique. And the same, we see the horses improve over time. Come on. Okay. Come on. Okay, take it out. And you saw in the beginning I had a bit of support energy, and then at the end not. Both times she did pretty good, but not one of her personal best yet. Come on, need a bit of more power. Good. So it was not as easy to see the passage coming through now on this side, but for me good enough to have a bit of a go in the shoulder in setup. So here I can go the same framework. Connection is good. Position now, instead of having her parallel next to the fence, I have her in a slide shoulder in. Posture right now is still down because of her pole position. Still down, which encourages her out of physics to stay more in non-collection. This is why we covered so many meters in the last seconds. Now I ask him up, which brings the thoracic sling up. This was not so much that we got into a standstill. Good. Posture is already up. Now ask for a bit of power. Steps are too short, so that right now it's not so easy for her to get passage. So there was no passage, doesn't matter. Hey, I take her, oh, nice. So I wanted to go back to non-collection. Also because she started to lean in again and become a little bit non-compliant. So right now I use a bit of rhythmic energy towards her belly, what we call support zone, because she got stuck, didn't want to bend. Now she gets a bit agitated, so go down her face until she gets more calm. Good, she's more calm. Now ask her to be a bit more compliant again. So she got a bit first sidetracked, then a bit non-compliant, losing the shoulder in. And then I ask her, hey, please get more compliant. Go from non-compliant to compliant. And then she got a bit agitated. So I wanted to help her then get from agitation to calm. And then help her from non-compliant to compliant, which is all about connection. Because if we don't have these traits fairly centered, it's difficult to have a conversation about unlocking passage. Come on. Something happening, yes. This was cool. So they were showing pretty good that this framework going along the connection, that we then can have a chat about the position, that we then can have a chat about her posture, and then put some power in. And then the passage comes out very much easier than if we don't have a connection, right? If she's sidetracked or non-compliant, not following my requested energy direction, leaning against it, it makes it difficult. This is really when then the equestrians usually start pulling more, pushing more, because they feel like something is out of place. Cassie checks out her new smell of the new fly spray. Obviously he thinks it's not too bad. What do you think, Cassie? Okay, one more time on this side. Start in non-collection without a shoulder in. Then I ask her to bend and bring the front end in. For my shoulder in non-collection. And I wait for the position posture up when I'm next to the fence. For now. Okay, start bringing her, asking her up now with the pole. Fly alarm. And it's a balance. How much can I ask her up without that we lose the forward? Good. Connection is a bit gone with her getting annoyed by flies. Okay. Now let's go to some trot. Steps are too short for passage, I think. It's starting. Left front one started. Probably a bit blocked by my legs. Good. Coming. Come on. Super. Some nice steps. And what's really interesting is now she started to pump more towards passage. And so we were in the power from the CPPP and the last P. Then we lost some position a little bit, which we notice is happening in the process. So if I would have continued, I probably would have taken the power out, focus on connection, getting that more clear, and then the position, and then circling up towards the power. Okay, have a look on the other side before I release her back into the pasture. There probably more flies are. Oh, it's a tough time at this time of the year. Okay, I start directly in shoulder in. I already feel the connection is way more there than before when I started on her left, what means to not just talk about connection is better. What does it mean? She is way more compliant, which makes the big difference here. So I asked her already up, go from the connection to the position part, ask her up, which brought already the posture up. Then she started to get a bit non-compliant, leaning in with her rib cage. Now I ask her to go into trot. Okay, now I change my ingredients to see, can we get some passage? A bit bumpy here. I think it will be easier when we're next to the fence. Come on. Yes, something changing now. Look at this. Wow. Step by step it got more expressive, and then she pumped up really nice from the diagonal right hind left front, which allowed her diagonal left hind right front to fly more up. Oh, yes, super. Really nice. So I think I have one more go on that side and then we are done for today. And also here you can see why we call it HIIT for horses, high intensity interval training, because the period where we ask for power is really short. Like it was maybe from where the transition here from the sun into the shade is, I would say maybe 4 meters maximum, but in seconds were just a couple of seconds. Ask for power, I build everything up, my building blocks, so I can ask for power in a direction for my North Star, like the passage, that there's a highest chance I believe the passage will come out. And then a short sequence, just a couple of seconds where I say, please, come on, put some power in. And then I release her out into the standstill pause, or I also could go into a non-collected walk with her. But retreating from the phase where I ask the muscles really to contract and put some fire and power in. Building it up from walk. Now already ask for trot. Ask her up. She's sorting something out. Steps were too short, so I have to ask him a bit bigger, I think. Yes. Oh. Wow, so many steps. Wow, gives me again the chills. Man, this was in the beginning when she started to pump up. She was scratching on collected canter. And then I changed some ingredients just slightly because she was just on the edge. Does she go and collect a canter or passage? And then we got some passage steps out. And what's really clear, since now we started again after about 4 weeks break, do you notice that she does way more steps and more symmetric as well, like not just with one diagonal, but both diagonal pairs and for multiple steps, which really proves that this is not about strength. Like look at her. We always we call her princess, but she looks a bit like a panther. Like, yeah, she's such a powerhouse. Man, she could do so much more than we are even asking. Like, this is what I find interesting, that people sometimes say, well, they're not strong enough yet. Man, look at them. They're so much stronger than us. They can do so much. And it's more about creating the condition where it can come out. And obviously, the way how I help her to be set up helps her to offer now multiple steps. And also before the break, I quicker went from my own power, magnet up and forward, from the, as we call it, body energy, sooner into relaxed body energy. And I said, okay, you gave me a little attempt with one diagonal and let's stop already. And now I keep my body energy up. And of course, this helps her to do more steps, right? Because before I just took the request way sooner away. So just amazing how the horses are, what the capabilities they have, how easy this is for them, even after a break, even after being a gorgeous quarter horse and not a hybrid warm blood or Spanish horse. They all can do it and can shine through it. Okay, see you next time.